Alright, I need someone to confirm they can hear me again. I'll need the whole situation as yesterday to happen again. So somebody just confirm that they can hear me clearly. Alright, Rob, thank you. Sounds good. Had a bit of a situation yesterday, so I'm trying to avoid that. I'll need to be pressing around buttons on this headset again. Hey everyone, welcome to IG8Live Esports. Today we're going live with Rapid Pixel Racing for round 18, I think it is, of 22 for the current season. So it's going to be the Spanish Grand Prix today and should be quite an interesting one. Let's see what we got going on. So I think we're running a short qualifying session instead of a full qualifying session today just because of the amount of drivers. And yeah, then getting to our 50% race. And I think beginning from this week is what I'm doing is just I keep the practice session on stream, just I'm not doing commentary during that. I'm just moving around a lot, so usually not even paying attention to what's going on much. I usually just watch that back when I do check the stream out a little bit later in the evening. Yes, so 15 drivers in. Let's see, we got Scotty, Johnny, I got Alex, I got John, Can Be Touched, Geolactus, Booker Bronco, Zenjian, I got Erez, Chubb, Hot Sojo, Avi, Edger, RP Amazing, and Tommy in the session. Should be quite an interesting race with these 15 on track. So we already got quite a few of them already getting out on track just to get their out lap started and get some lap times in here pretty soon. There was practice session if any of you were watching that. It was actually quite an interesting session, but we'll timestamp everything out through the session after we finish, so you guys can easily switch between practice, qualifying, and the race sessions when you are watching the video back after the live stream, that is. So for the time being, we're going to just switch on to someone who is currently running on track, and let's see what's happening so far. So I don't really pay attention to who went out first, but we're gonna just keep an eye and see what sort of lap times they're gonna start to bring in, as they already just finished having their practice sessions. So hopefully they're just already straight into this and gonna be getting those fast times in on their very first lap and going, and we'll see how that works out either way. And should be a bit of an interesting race. Now, when I would say getting down into turn 1 here for this race, so that's going to be interesting to see how that works out. A bit of a runoff area too for turns 1 and 2, but then gonna have some serious problems if you do get off track, and yeah, if that does tend to happen. So gonna be a bit interesting to see how opening lap of the race goes, and if everyone is going to get through cleanly, if you're going to have any minor incidents or not. It is a bit high speed through turns 1 and 2 as well, not overly slow there, so it's going to be interesting to see how well drivers tend to handle that, as I know they're going to get a little bit bunched up getting down into turn 1, so I'll have to be a bit careful about doing that as well. So I average maybe just under the next 2 minutes time, we should start to see quite a few drivers bring in lap times, as most of our drivers are already out on track. I think just maybe about half of the grid or just under half of the grid are still in the pits at the moment, and yeah, quite sure they're going to be getting out shortly as well, because I don't think anyone is going to be wasting time in terms of trying to get their lap time sorted through here. Now we already got John with a 117.6. I think we were a little bit faster in practice session with the fastest lap that we had. I think maybe a 116 it was. So we're gonna see how that order is gonna change up. We got Hot Soji with a 118.2 so far. We're gonna stay on Can Be Touched right now and see how fast we're gonna start to go. We got RP Amazing with a 116.7. So we're starting to get faster with the times that are coming in here right now, and everyone with those lower times are gonna have to try and improve. Booker Bronco 131.6. Really not a good lap for him. Gonna have to try better for that one. Tommy now with a 116.062. Can Be Touched goes 115.7, and I think that's really where the fast laps are gonna be at for this session. At least get on down to Erez here, see where he is. Still running a bit in sector 2 there and going at Avi and Edge as well, and Avi just did a purple sector 1. So let's see how sector 2 goes. We're going to follow along with him. Where is Edge on track? He's going across the line right now. Goes P4, the 117.021. Not too bad. And let's just get this down to where Avi is. And let's see where he puts that Mercedes on the board. His teammate John there in P5 currently with 117.6. Hopefully for him he can do a little bit better than that, and that's a purple sector 2 as well, so definitely he's looking to make a fast lap here, and a pretty good one at that, with 2 purple sectors so far. Just needs to finish sector 3, and hopefully he can get way up in maybe into the top 3 at least by the time he's about to set here. And he abandons a lap for some reason, probably made a bit of a mistake there with that, so he's gonna have to try that again. Let's see who else is currently running. We got Zenjian, Johnny Stokes, and Scotty on outlaps right now. I know that Zenjian was having some issues trying to get some laps through in practice session. Hopefully that has been sorted and he's not going to be having that car off track during this session here, and hopefully get his lap times through as he would like to have that done in just one go. Still on his outlap, so that invalidation really won't count towards anything at the moment. Okay, so let's see where we are. Following Zengen on his hot lap. He's invalidated the hot lap as well, so he's gonna have to definitely try that again. Going on with let's see, we got Johnny Stokes here, and we got Scotty almost to finish his lap. So let's finish off with him and see where this guy is about to go. But he is pretty fast and goes P3. I can get behind his teammate there, 116.102. So not a bad time at all. Hey Jack, what is up? Yep, I figured short qualifying since we're only having just about 15 drivers, so yeah, thanks for that as well. Yeah, so Scotty goes 116.102, not too bad for P3, and let's see who else is currently running. So I know Zengen invalidated his lap. I think we're going to go to Johnny Stokes here right now, see where he's about to go on the board, about to finish his lap. Now goes P4, just behind Scotty now, 116.2, or 110 slower, not too bad actually, pretty good time. We got Zengen still running out on track. I think let's see if Avi is doing another lap there or not. Definitely so. Seems to be actually flying through. And we're still on board with him for just a bit and have him go through this lap. See how well he actually does. If he's able to finish this lap. Was alright, good to know, Jack. So we might have a possible championship taken today. That is going to be if you finish P1 and Chubb, he does fail to finish this race. So we're going to see how that works out if we're actually going to have championship settled off today with this race. This is around 18 of 22. So if it's not today, definitely going to be maybe in the next race at least. So we're going to see how that goes. We're going to have to keep an eye on that as well. I'll have a look at the standings in the Discord, so just keep an eye on what's going on. And we'll know at the end of the session if... based on what positions we're going to have happening. If depends if Chubb doesn't finish the race too. So let's see how that goes. And a possible constructors for Racing Point as well. Alright, cool. So let's see, we'll keep an eye on that and see how it goes through by the end. And try to wrap that up if that's going to be taken care of today or not. We're going to have a look at that as well. So definitely either way, well, either of the two, we might either have one of them or maybe both of them happening, or maybe neither. We'll see how that works out in terms of Drivers' Championship and Constructors' Championship before we get to the end of this race. We'll have a look and see where our drivers are going to be finishing and have a look at how that works. It's totaling down at the end. I'll try to keep an eye on that as we go through the session. So we got Alex, I got GR, and we got Chubb on outlaps there right now. I'm going to follow Chubb for a bit and see what's going on. So Can Be Touched, he's retired off of this session. I think he actually just went into a wall there in sector 2. Well, a barrier either way. So he's holding for 115.7, fastest lap of the session so far. Not too bad with his time, and I think that's probably gonna keep him there at least for now. Before we have Chubb, GR, and Alex here make their lap times, and let's see if they're gonna be able to improve on what Can Be Touched just did with the 115.7 up on top there. Okay, so let me keep an eye on what's happening here right now. Going on to GR, let's see where he's going. Just started his hot lap. His teammate there invalidating his hot lap. So let's go back to GR and see where he is about to go on board with this. Just trying to keep an eye, see if he's going to be getting any purple sectors or not. So lap times have been pretty good so far. Tommy currently holds on to a provisional pole with a 115.5. That was not a purple sector by GR there, so let's see how sector 2 goes for him. Yeah, and Can Be Touched currently is down to second with his 115.7. Scotty currently holds on to a possible P3 start. I'll be there fourth, Zengen in fifth, and Johnny Stokes sixth. We're going to see how all of that holds up as we get to the end of the session, because we got just about 6 minutes left in this qualifying session right now, and yeah, it's still about 3 more drivers yet to make some lap times, and we're quite sure some more of these guys are going to be getting back out on track and try to make a better lap time before the session is over here, because they're not going to want be starting down at the back of the grid, even though it's just 15 drivers in. They're going to want to be starting a way out more to the front just to get maybe a bit of a better advantage with their race start. And that is GR abandoning that lap, so he's going to get back into the pits, probably change off and get a new set of tires on, and get back on track and try that again. Let's see where Chubb is right now with what he's doing. I think he's on his fast lap and going. We're going to keep an eye on him, see how he's going to finish this lap here, and hopefully he gets a pretty good time in with that. Which, based upon what GR is telling me there in chat, it seems like he might definitely want to try and keep that whole championship fight alive. So him finishing on a good position in this race does guarantee that to go on to the next race. So we're going to see how well that is going to work out for them between the Drivers' Championship and the Constructors as well for this current season that we have going on. And that is P8 currently for Chubb there. Got Booker Bronco here on his out lap, and he is currently going. Let's see who else is currently running on a fast lap here. Looks like John might be on one. Johnny Stokes just went fastest with a 115.3, so a really good lap out of Johnny Stokes so far. I got to say, that's quite impressive. And we're getting very, very close to those 114s. And let's see how possible that might be. I think if we had a full qualifying session today, I think we might have actually been able to see that here. But let's keep an eye and see what we're going to be able to see as we get closer to the end. Just about 4 minutes left in this qualifying session, so we're getting very, very close down to the end. And I think it's going to be a bit interesting to see how that's going to work out with some of these drivers still running on track here right now. And that is John getting way out wide on track, invalidating that lap. Edger getting back into the pits. See what RP Amazing is up to here right now. Seems like he's going on a is Scotty at the moment off track and just did a purple sector actually, so not having the best of laps there. I think Tommy is just about to get started on another hot lap here, and he's definitely trying to improve and get back a professional pole start here, because he's just about 2/10 off the time of what Johnny Stokes did there with a 115.3. So I'm quite sure he's going to be pushing a bit more, trying to get back one more position up. At least he needs to start on pole here, and he's going to try and keep that, because we still have Alex and JR yet to make their lap times in here. And Chubb is out of the session, which means he's starting in 8th, if he does stay in 8th by the end of the session, which I'm not sure that's going to happen right now, because we still got GR and Alex to make lap times in here, and it's very possible they can make a better time than a 116.7. So that's going to be something to have a look out on as we approach the end of qualifying, and we're getting closer and closer to the race session. Alright, so let's get on down and see who else we have running at the moment. I know Hot Soldier is on his out lap and going. I think Booker Bronco is on hot lap. I'm not quite sure. Let's follow with Hot Soldier anyway and see what he's going to be up to here. Booker Bronco, I'm not sure if he's on a hot lap here or not. No, definitely not on a good lap either way. He's just invalidated that. So we're going to get back to Hot Soldier here until we have Alex and GR get back out on track, which should be any minute now. And yeah, they're actually back out already on their out laps, and they're gonna try and get their actual lap times in here. So let's see how that's going to work out for them. And they're actually running behind each other, so they're going to give each other a bit of room before they do get to do the fast laps. I'm quite sure they're just going to be spacing off just a bit, just so they have some clean air just in front of them for both of them to run through. Alright, so we're getting close to the end of Sector 3 now. They're about to get started with their lap, so I think Alex is going to hold back a bit. GR is in front of him, so he's going to head off on his lap first, and we're going to follow on with Alex here at the moment. And switch it on to, actually let's switch it on to GR here right now. So he's just starting his hot lap now, and let's see how many purple sectors he can get on this occasion lap, and if he's able to take away a provisional pole start for the Spanish Grand Prix here this afternoon. Doesn't be flying around. All he needs to do is just not invalidate this lap here right now, and that was not a purple sector from him there. Let's have a look at Alex right now if we can see. No, not a purple sector either, I don't think. And yeah, we're going to keep an eye. Maybe they can actually get into those 115 still and maybe get a top 3 start. We'll see how that goes. So far, it seems to be doing a pretty good lap. Just not any purple sectors at the moment, so we'll keep an eye to see how both of them actually finishes here, because Alex is behind GR and coming. So let's see where he's going to go. Johnny Stokes just did a way faster lap, goes 1:15.048 now, 5/10 faster than what Tommy has done. So holding on to a very good provisional pole start, and we got GR goes 1:15.135. That actually puts him on P2 for the start, and we're going to have a look and where his teammate Alex finishes there, as the session is now officially over there. So let's see where we have them here. So Johnny Stokes is going to be starting on pole position for the Spanish Grand Prix, and we're going to have GR Lacta starting in second. Tommy's there starting in third, can be touching fourth. Scott is going to be in fifth. Alex starting in sixth, not too bad of a position for him. Avi starting in seventh. We got Zenjin is going to be starting eighth. RP Amazing in ninth. Chub there in 10th. And Edge in 11th. John in 12th. Erez in 13th. Hatsoju in 14th. And Booker Bronco there in 15th. Our fastest time was about 3 seconds a bit faster than what we had our slowest time. So 1:15.048. A pretty interesting lap time by Johnny Stokes here. And let's see if GR is going to get a bit of a run on him getting down to turn 1 when he do get to that race start. You know, I'm not sure Boca Bronco has a plan this week, but we'll have a look on how that works. I know last week there was a plan in play. I don't think it worked out pretty well, but we'll see how this week goes. Alright guys, so getting started with our formation lap here right now, as Johnny Stokes is going to lead the field around, and everyone's going to get everything just up to temperature, and then we're going to get going. Let's get a few stats on screen that we usually keep here. I think that's about it. That's what we're going to keep. So pit stop strategies as they are. Let's talk a bit about that. So it's going to be a 33 lap race. I expect there probably is going to be a double stop happening here. So 2 pit stops is what I'm expecting. Is anyone going to be pushing through on a one stop, and how hard or difficult is that actually going to be? So let's have a few details come up on screen. So what tires are everyone starting on? We get a mix of strategies going on. So Johnny Stokes starting on the softs, GR starting on mediums, Tommy and Can Be Touch on the softs, and then we got Scotty, Alex, Avi, and Zengen on mediums, RP Amazing on softs, Chubb and Edger on the mediums as well, and John on the softs, and the rest of the grid down at the bottom on the mediums. So quite a mix of strategies going on. So I'm not sure how these guys are going to be playing that off. So what I'm thinking, maybe some of these guys might be trying to do a one stop. Maybe everyone on the mediums might be pulling that through to point in a race and then switch on to the hard tires, or maybe try to go to the end of them. But the guys on the softs, definitely I think they're going to have to do a two-stop unless they really can push those soft tires and then go on to the hards. I'm not sure what you guys think about that, but we're going to see how well this actually works out in terms of strategy here, and how many stops they're actually going to make. But with 33 laps, I'm thinking they're probably going to have to do a two-stop, whether they like it or not here, because tires are going to start to give up on them at certain points in the race, especially they're actually going to have to think about if a safety car happens in this race as well, because a lot of drivers tend to do pit stops under a safety car if it does happen, and it's kind of an emergency. It's just like a quick split-second decision to actually go into the pits or not. So we're gonna see how that works, and we got everyone starting to reform back on the grid right now, and we're gonna get started with the Spanish Grand Prix here for Rapid Pixel Racing. Alright guys, 33 laps and we're about to get started here. Let's see who's getting a better run down into turn 1, and they're off. Let's see how fast GR gets off, and looks like he got off just about the same time, trying to get alongside with Johnny Stokes down into turn 1. We're gonna have a look on how that goes through. We got Tommy and Scotty coming just behind as well, and Can Be Touching the Ferrari, gets ahead, goes wide, and is trying to get back on track and get out in front. Is down to about 4th position right now and running through. Bailey tried to get a few positions there, did not work out as well as he expected, back down a few positions, and we got GR's teammate Alex is trying to get up a few positions as well, up to 5th at the moment, and Can Be Touched down to 6th now. So we got both runners running behind each other, Tommy and Scotty there in 3rd and 4th, so not too bad of a start from them. And let's see what else is happening down in the back. We got Can Be Touched really trying to get past Alex at the moment for 5th position here. So far so good. I think everyone got away pretty well. I didn't notice any major contact between cars. Maybe some minor contacts. We're not 100% sure about that. But it doesn't seem like anyone has any damage at the moment. We got Avi and John both running behind each other here. I got RP Amazing coming up as well. And I think closer gap that we have down the back. We got Erez there with Hot Soldier. So we're trying to keep an eye and see how that's actually working out for them down in the back. So a bit of a gap starting to form between few cars here, but not too far off. Still under a second between almost everyone at the moment. And out front, I think Johnny Stokes is trying to get a gap off of GR at the moment. Gap is just about half a second, so let's see how that works out. Johnny Stokes gets the fastest lap of the session so far, only in the 1st lap. So let's see how he continues on with that. Leaderboard getting mixed up as usual there. And we're going to ignore that before I start the course out. Codemasters for all of this crap. And let's see what's happening here. So RP Amazing getting ahead. And he has a Chopper company behind him. Of course, that's a bit mixed up because the way things are showing here right now. So we're just going to have to ignore that for the bit. And I think it's about to get back going again here. Alright, so Can Be Touch is up to 5th position right now. Trying to get past Alex. And what happened out front? So something definitely happened out front, because we have Johnny all the way down at the back, has a spin, and trying to get back on track here right now. Definitely he's going to have damage on that car. So in the midst of the leaderboard getting mixed up, that happened there. That's going to be just a yellow flag as he's getting back racing here again. And he's lost out on the lead of the race, unfortunately for him. Now GR continues on to lead this race, and Tommy in 2nd, and we got Scotty in 3rd at the moment. So we're going to keep following on with this. and see how that goes. So both right now still running behind each other, very, very close. Can be touched just about 2 seconds behind, and he has Alex or company, so he has Avi and John behind him as well. So a bit of a close gap with them. We got Erez getting very close to Hot Soldier here down at the back in 11th. And let's see if he's going to be able to get by. So he has a Haas in front and Haas behind. So he's going to have to be a bit careful about that in terms of what the plan here is at the moment. So currently Booker Bronco up running in 12th position here right now. Started down there in 15th. Johnny Stokes now in the pits repairing his car damage at the moment. Probably going on to hard tires, I'm not sure. Actually, let's have a quick look at that. Oh, he's gone on to the mediums. So definitely should be doing another stop. We'll see how that works out for him there though. Following on with Tommy and Scotty here right now. These two are actually pretty close together. Let's see if Scotty is going to be able to get by Tommy though. And I'm not sure who's the faster runner driver, but we'll figure that out in this race. Because if one of them is faster, I would expect that's the one that's going to be out front. And looks like Scotty's going to get past his teammate, goes up into second place. And that's putting Tommy down to third now. So Scotty's going to be heading out and trying to get the battle towards GR for the lead of the race out front. And that's going to continue on. Getting back down to Erez and Hot Soldier. They're going side by side into turn 1. Let's see who comes out of this one in front. It looks like Erez has gotten the move done. Up into 10th place he goes. And we got Booker, Bronco, and Zenchen still fighting out down behind there now. And I think that's the Haas into the wall. So a bit of contact between them. That's Booker Bronco with a broken front wing. So I have to get that repaired as Edger is coming behind and might be able to get by. But will be able to get by once he does do his pit stop there. Getting back to Hot Soldier here. He's chasing down Erez at the moment, trying to keep an eye, see how that battle is working out for 10th place right now. So a bit of a close gap, about half a second at least between the two of them. And yeah, that's going to continue on for a bit at least. There can be touch. He's about half a second behind Tommy right now, who's currently running P3 in the race. And I think that gap might be starting to go down just a bit as he's gained about a tenth of a second so far. And just lost about another 2/10. So we'll keep an eye out to see how that's actually working out. You can actually switch on through to Can Be Touch out front. And Scotty now gets the fastest lap. And here goes Can Be Touch. Goes side by side with Tommy and tries to take the inside. Turn 1. Actually gets by. Takes the racing line back already. And now gets up into P3. Puts Tommy down a position. And is now going to chase after Scotty there, who's currently running in P2. Zenjan gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Something you really want to avoid doing here. And he definitely might serve that penalty right there. We got a car on off track somewhere, and I think that's who is that? There's someone off by turn 1. Still was trying to figure out who that was. Alright, so following on with Can Be Touched. Let's see how close he's getting to Scotty right now. Locking up his tires just a bit. Has actually gotten a bit close. Keeping that gap under a second as much as he can. We're on lap 5 and running of 33. So not too bad in the race so far. We still got all 15 drivers still racing. So still a good session going on. As you can see, these guys using up as much as the curb on track as they can. Just trying to save time everywhere. We got JR leading out front by himself, running his own race at the moment. He's about 2.7 seconds ahead of Scotty. And trying to keep that lead. And let's see, where is Chubb? He is in 9th right now and running. So still running in the race. And I will see how that works out in terms of points for the two of them when we get to the end here. Get on back to Can Be Touched here, who's still chasing down Scotty here right now. He's definitely getting a bit closer on and going. We'll see how close he actually is able to get. Definitely seems to be catching up because now about zero point 0.4 of a second behind. But let's see how he get good for when he gets down the pit straight going. And seems to be getting much closer. And let's see if he's able to get alongside him. Not going to be able to do that. Actually, he is trying to do that and pushes on the inside. A bit of minor contact, I think, between the two of them. I wasn't able to see if it actually had any contact there. But he's lost a few tenths now with that risky move that he just attempted to do there. I think he should have actually held on for just a bit more in P3 and maybe tried it on the next lap. Just try to keep as close as possible because I think that might have been just a bit too risky what he just tried to pull off there. But he's still under a second and still running behind Scotty here right now. So let's see if he's going to be able to try that overtake again on the next lap. Or maybe another lap or two time. We have a bit of a gap started to form between most of our cars here right now, which I think that's going to continue on maybe just for a bit until we start to get 2 pit stops, or if something does happen causing a safety car in the race, then that's going to change up those gaps really quickly. We have 2 cars with penalties so far. That's Zengen and Booker Bronco there. We'll have a look at what penalties are like a little bit later in the race as yeah. And we have our cars on the soft tires starting to do their pit stops already. So we got Tommy and well, quite a few cars actually in the pits right now, and they're going on to the medium. So this definitely is a 2-stop strategy that they're working on here, because absolutely no way they're going to the end of the race on those mediums. So let's see what's happening out front right now. JR is still going to continue to lead this race as he's running on mediums, which he started the race on. So he's on a much longer stint for his first stint before he does do a first pit stop here. We got Scotty on the mediums as well, and so is Avi here. And let's see, Alex as well is on the mediums there. Chubb, I think he's on the mediums as well. There you go, yes he is. And so is Erez here. So Can Be Touched has let's see, where he's running. He's on mediums as well, continuing through. Tommy is taking his pit stop and back out. We're gonna see how this works out for them here now. Alright, so let's get back out front here with Alex and see where he is. He's still trying to chase down Avi right now. He's about 1.5 seconds behind. So really trying to gain some time. And going back down, let's see what's happening with John and RP Amazing in the back. That gap just went under a second very quickly, but John went a bit wide, so lost a few tenths off of that. So really trying to keep up with RP Amazing right now and really trying to keep that gap as close as he can. And it's still quite early in the race, so I don't think they're pushing overly hard right now, trying to get way too up and, you know, just trying to waste the tires or not. They're trying to see these tires and see them through to the end of the race. And they know they're going to have to make another pit stop at most here, so they're going to have to just keep an eye on what their strategy is going to be and how they want to really work this out. As I said, we're going to have a bit of a gap between most of our cars, at least for now, until we start to see the pit stops happening. As you know, pit stops happening a few cars did pit, and as we can see, Can Be Touched is now getting under a second behind Erez here. So cars on the faster tires now, our fresher tires now, are going to start to catch up to the cars in front of them, and that's where we'll see the overtakes start to happen, as that's a purple sector 2 from Can Be Touched there. Alright, so we got Can Be Touched actually getting pretty close, and definitely might be trying for something, and goes alongside Erez already, gets by and might be taking us over that race line very quickly and gets comfortably over into P6 right now. That's Erez down to 7th at the moment. He's gonna have to stick it out there at least for now, because Can Be Touched seems to be on a much faster lap and going through with those tires there, and I don't think he's slowing down for anything at the moment. He's trying to catch up to Chubb there right now, who's currently running P5. JR currently leading this race by 6.5 seconds. That's quite a bit of a gap to work with there. I'll be another 6 seconds behind Scotty, so A bit of a gap between our race leaders out front, top three that is, and Alex another 2 seconds behind. Chubb there, he's about 9 seconds behind, and the four of them, and really trying to catch up there as well. So we'll see how catching up does work out for them here. I see the gap between Hot Sojo and RP Amazing actually starting to drop a bit, and I think RP Amazing, he's trying to get that gap under a second right now to Hot Sojo there, so let's see how he's working on doing that. Get can be touched. He's already caught up to Chubb right now, has the fastest lap 118.9, and is getting closer and closer to Chubb as we go down the pit straight here. I don't think he's going to get an overtake done on this sector of the track, at least maybe before we get to the end of this lap, or maybe in lap 12 he'll probably be able to get that done on the pit straight. Let's have a look. But he's actually creeping up on Chubb very, very quickly, so this might not actually be continuing on for too much longer, as that battle really seems to be getting too close, and I don't think Chubb is going to be fighting it too much. He sees that how fast Can Be Touched is able to catch up to him. So it all depends on whether he is actually racing him here or not. So that's going to be how much he's going to actually put up a fight trying to keep him behind. So getting back on board with Can Be Touched right now. He's going to take the inside on this turn, and it looks like he might be able to get this done. Let's see how that goes. Gets you pretty cleanly, and that's JR now with the fastest lap out front at 118.4, and that's Can Be Touched. He's up to 5th position now. Now going to be chasing after Alex, who is about 10 seconds in front of him. So he's doing pretty well in this race. Let's get down to Tommy here, who's chasing down Erez in 7th. So he's trying to fight it out for that position there, and he's actually gotten pretty close. And let's see how close he gets down on the pit straight here as well. Having a look at what tires are like at the moment. So those fresh mediums really working well for Can Be Touched. Tommy's medium seems to be working pretty well as well. Okay, definitely he is catching Erez by the second as we go through this lap. Alright, so let's see where pit stops are at the moment. So, okay, so far penalties are, I think Zengen has about 8 seconds, and we got Broker Bronc with 5. Got Edger, Johnny Stokes, and Chubb with 3 seconds each. Chubb does have that penalty, so that's going to affect his race just a bit when we get down to the end of it, and we'll keep an eye and see how that goes through. So Erez has gotten pretty close to Tommy here right now, trying to get by. Let's see. So Erez getting into the pit, so Tommy keeps the position in 7, goes through, he's trying to chase down Chubbs, and Chubb is in the pits as well, so he goes up into 6th position now. Now 6.1 seconds behind Can Be Touched there. Our race leaders with JR, Scotty, and Avi out front. Alex there, I don't think they're going to be pitting anytime soon as yet. They're going to be pushing on those tires for just a bit more as they started the race on them, and they've done about 12 laps so far, 12 going to 13 laps. And I think those tires might have a bit more life in them. I think we have Johnny Stokes off track here right now, definitely so. And he's been disqualified from the session from being parked in a dangerous location there. So that's going to be Johnny out of the race now. So disqualification from the race. That leaves us with 14 drivers in. Still a yellow flag in that sector of the track there. That's going to be cleared off pretty soon. And I think I predicted this one right. It does look like Scotty is going to be on a one-stop strategy here, changing off from his mediums, going on to hard, and it's going to go to the end of the race on those. So that's definitely possible at this point with just about 18 laps or so left in the race. Definitely going to be able to make it through because he just did about 13-14 laps on those medium tires that he had on. So let's have a look at what JR is on right now. So he went onto the hards as well, as we can have a look there. Actually, just bring tires back online so you guys can have a look what's happening. So Alex there, he's still yet to pit and he's still running on mediums as well. So I'm quite sure he's going to be on a very similar strategy to what his teammate is doing there. He's just waiting for maybe on this lap to go into the pits and change off on those tires there right now. Can be touched still on his fresh mediums running, just about 5 laps old. Now Tommy has same strategy as him, and then we got RP Amazing on and John as well on the exact same strategy right now, running on those 5 lap old mediums that they all switch on to. So let's see if I think that was Alex going straight into the pits there, and that puts JR back up into the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix here. Yeah, so definitely JR takes back the lead, and let's see where Alex is going to come out on track. As we're going to have Can Be Touch taking over second position right now. And let's see where Scotty comes around. He goes up into P3. We got Tommy coming around. He's going to take away P4. And I think Alex should be able to safely come out into P5, as we do have Avi coming around and is about to get by actually, so it's going to be quite close between the two of them going down to turn 1. And let's see who gets out in front, as Tommy, I think Tommy definitely is. Let's see where he is right now. He's still running forward. So Avi running there. Alex really trying to keep that position up, but still could not keep it. So he's down to 6, and Avi gets away with taking away 5th position from him. So that pit stop has put him down into 6th now. So we got RP Amazing running down there in 7th, and Zengen running in 8th position right now. Going down in the back, we got John there in 10th, and he has quite a close gap to work with catching up to Chubb here right now. Someone just got a 3-second penalty there. I think it was Alex. Alright, so I think we can get rid of tires at least for now. So I think everyone's done their pits, 1 pit stop at least so far in the race. So we're going to see how this works through to the end. Not sure who's going to be getting driver of the day here as yet, because position changes are a bit constant between most of our cars, with highest being 2 right now. So not a lot of changes happen on track, at least for this race so far. So let's see how the rest of the session progresses through, as we're trying to follow on with Chubb and Zengen here, going side by side. That is Zengen up into P8. Chubb down a position here, I guess. And I think he's trying to get it back. Let's see if he's going to be able to actually trying to push it through. Didn't want to take a chance through that turn, so he's held on to P9 for now. Let's just follow on board for just a bit and see if he's able to actually get this position back or not. Still trying to keep as close as he can to Zengen here, and really trying to keep that positional, try to keep that battle alive actually, to see if he can push it through, maybe on maybe a straight portion of the track as they get there. But he needs to try to avoid losing any time to Zengen right now, which I think Zengen just took a penalty there as well. So that's going to hurt him if he actually did just take a penalty. Let's have a look at that. I think he did. And that's 11 seconds of penalties for Zengen so far, with just about 3 seconds for Chubb. So not too bad for him. But unfortunate for Zengen there, that's a lot of penalties. That's going to be a lot of positions lost when we do get to the end of the race. So he's going to be a bit careful about that as we go on through. But JR still leads this race at about 6 seconds away, 6.8 seconds away from Can Be Touch there. And there goes Chubb. He's going to get by Zengen, goes up into P8. And let's see if Zengen is able to fight it back. No, unfortunately is not. And he's going to have to stick it there in 9th, at least for now. Chubb is about 10 seconds away from RP Amazing. And let's see what's happening up front between Scotty and Can Be Touch here. Scotty seems to have gotten by and is now ahead up into 2nd. Or is that the case all the time? I just mistaken and saw something else. I'm not sure. There is about a 3.3 second gap. So let's see what the see. It's about 12 seconds right now between JR and Scotty. No, I think there was a switch there, because it was about 6 seconds between Can Be Touch and JR just before this. And that's changed up quite a bit here right now. So on lap 18 and going, no safety car, no VSCs, just a few yellow flags and whatnot. That's all that's been happening on track so far. So not too bad of a race, just one disqualification, one driver out, as Johnny Stokes had a bit of an incident. He did start on pole on this race, just not having a good race going through, especially from the start all the way through. So unfortunate for him not being able to finish this race. So let's see what's happening with Avi and Alex here. They just had a switch, and that's Alex up into 5th, I think, with Avi down to 6th. So these two have been fighting it out since Alex came out of the pits, I know. So Alex has finally gotten back up that position, and I think he's going to really fight it and try to keep it. Scotty, they're getting a 3-second penalty, which is going to hurt the chances of actually winning this race. But we never know what's possible, so we'll have a look on how that goes through. We're on lap 18 and going here right now. About 15 more laps, and then we'll be over with this race. But yeah. So just past the halfway point, trying to keep an eye on what's happening with these two here at the moment. Let's see what's going on with Zengen and John down there in 9th and 10th, because they seem to be chasing pretty close behind each other right now, and that is I think Zengen trying to go alongside John but not getting that chances yet. John gets a 3-second penalty as well. And there you go, try to go side by side once again. I think Zengen has the inside. Oh, and a bit of contact, I think, between Erez and Zengen. I'm not sure if Erez has any damage from that. It did seem like they have a bit of contact. If not, that was actually very, very close between the two of them. John still holding on to P9 right now, and still trying to hold back Zengen as much as he can. Erez trying to get in on that as well. And there goes Zengen up into P9. And puts John all the way up down to P11. Erez gets by as well. Up into P10 he goes. And he's trying to keep the gap. Erez is trying to keep a close gap between Zengen as they both went through there for a second. So John, he's falling down the order a bit. Lost 2 positions on that attempt of overtake from Zengen there. He's losing some time already there, as it seems as well. Avi there trying to keep a gap under a second behind Alex, and those two might be fighting to the end of the race. We got about 13 and a half laps left to go here. And that gap is just going a corner big, as so the gap between Erez and Zengen. Zengen seems to be getting away pretty well here right now. And let's get on up to back to Avi here, who is really trying to chase down Alex and really trying to get that position back. Just having a very difficult time actually trying to do this right now. So he's gotten a closer gap so far. Okay, so let's follow on down with Avi here. Still chasing down Alex there in P5. So I think that bad, as you said, it might be continuing down to the end of the race, because the gap is just going and coming just a bit, and trying to keep constant under a second as much as possible there. We got also had a gap between Erez and Zengen still trying to work out itself there. And yeah, Erez is still ready trying to keep up with Zengen, but having a bit of a difficult time doing that. So let's see if Avi is able to get by Alex here. He is catching up. Yes, so that gap is keeping constant around about half a second right now. He's not able to get past that point, but let's see how it continues on through, if he's going to be able to get it done or not. And it does look like he's actually getting pretty closer. So we're going to keep an eye and see how this actually works out here. Yeah, is that possibility that Avi might be able to get that position back? I don't think their tire life is too far off from each other. And let's see what's happening out front actually. We got GR is leading this race by a significant gap right now. He is about 14 seconds ahead of Scotty. We got Can We Touch about 1.4 seconds behind. So Can We Touch is, I think he's trying to catch up, but I'm not sure how much luck he's having right now. And he might actually continue to try to do that as we continue on through the race, but we're going to get to the end point very soon. It's now about 10.5 laps remaining in this race actually, so they're going to have to get a move on with these overtakes if they're going to really attempt to do them or not. It's been quite a bit of a distant race today, we have to say, for RPR here. A lot of bigger gaps, I gotta say, between most of our drivers than what we're actually used to seeing. But still, I think everyone's actually driven pretty well today. Not too surprising for this league, as they do have some pretty great drivers, some pretty fast drivers. Only one disqualification from the race so far, and that was Johnny Stokes. And he was just basically having a bad day here on track today. He did qualify pretty good, had a really good qualifying, and started really good in the race, but yeah, just it's a bit of incident just after the start, I think, is what, and he dropped all the way down to the back. Unfortunately, we didn't catch what that incident was or who he made contact with or what exactly happened on that incident. We got John in the pits, by the way. He ended up just being disqualified from the race because his car was just parked down on the side of the track, and I think maybe he just didn't drive away at the same time. But I know that tend to actually happen. They do disqualify you from the race for things like this. So unfortunately for Johnny Stowe, because I think if it wasn't for the bad start on the starting of the race, I think he might have still actually been in this and still be fighting it out with GR and Scotty out front. But yeah, unfortunate for that, and we still have a great race going on between the rest of our drivers. We have a bit of a close gap between a few drivers right now. We still are following on with Alex and Avi throughout most of this race, I gotta say, and that gap is just constant still once again. About half a second between the two of them, and it really is not changing too much right now. So let's actually just get back up and probably go through everyone just a little bit and have a look at our drivers. So JR out front here in the Racing Point, still running in P1 right now, and gap is about 15.6 seconds, so that's quite a big gap he has working with there right now. And then we got Scotty down there in second place, so he's running, he's starting to get a bit of pressure coming behind of him right now, because Can We Touch has now caught up and gotten that gap to under a second, and that's actually pretty close between the two of them right now. Let's have a look for a second here and see if there's anything that's possibly going to be happening here getting to the pit straight right now. It seemed like Can We Touch might have been having a bit of a plan to just slowly creep up on Scotty here, and he definitely is getting closer, especially on this lap and going through, but I think he's taking his time to try and get his overtake done as cleanly as possible, as clean as he can here right now. And yeah, seems to be doing pretty well with that so far. And then we got Tommy there. He's Scotty's teammate. He's running down there in P4. He's been running a pretty good race as well with his strategy and whatnot. He was running with his teammates side by side, and yeah, so he's falling down one more position than that than he would like, but still running pretty good up, and I'm quite sure he would have been a little bit more happy to finish on the podium if it's possible for him. Of course, we have Can We Touch has that penalty down. Let's have a look at how much penalty that is as we're going through this at the same time. It's only 3 seconds of penalty, so really it's going to even itself out with Scotty, and they're going to finish second and third. And Tommy there has about an 8-second gap, so he needs to break that gap down to under 3 seconds, and then he will be able to get by and finish there in third, and maybe even possibly in second, depending on how close he actually gets to Can We Touch, because his teammate does have that penalty there as well. We have Alex here running in 5th position, and he's coming under pressure from Avi for quite a number of laps now, as the two of them continue to try and work this out to see who's going to be finishing 5th and who's going to be finishing 6th. Of course, Avi has his reasons why he's keeping so close to Alex here. Even if he doesn't get by, he automatically will be finishing 5th, because we have Alex with a penalty. He has a 3-second penalty to work with and needs to get a gap of 3 seconds going, and he's not able to do that right now. So Avi running there in 6th, still trying to catch out. If he's able to get by, I'm quite sure he'll take the opportunity and get that overtake done if he does have to. Then going down a bit, we got a pit stop happening with I think Tommy here. So he's going to get back out in tracking just very soon, and let's go back now to RP Amazing there in 7th. He's has a 3-second penalty as well, and he's going to be coming out in front of Tommy out of the pits here right now. Tommy's now getting out, and we got Chubb. He's coming around as well, and let's see, he's going to be coming of behind Tommy as he gets out the pits here right now. So a bit of a close gap between the two of them at the moment. That's about 2 seconds. And Erez we have running there in 9. He's been running a pretty good race as well. Have a bit of a battle with Zengen going through the race here, and Zengen is now about 21 seconds behind actually. And then we got Hot Sojo there. Try to have a look at Zengen's car here. There we go. Yeah, we had Hot Sojo down at the back in 11. Had a bit of a battle with a few drivers here as well, and going through 4 seconds behind. Then we got John there. He's running in 12th at the moment. That's the other Mercedes driver. And yeah, a bit down, but he has a bit of time to work with to catch up. He has edge for 46 seconds behind, so a lot of time to work with, and these guys all have penalties on the back. So we'll see how that works out. Booker Bronco here, I'm not sure what his plan is at the moment. I guess he's not getting any penalties in the race because he hasn't gotten a penalty in the race so far. And yeah, he's worked everything out with that, and let's see if that's going to help him in any point. He's currently in 19 seconds behind Enchido, so not looking to finish in 13. He's going to be finishing in 14 if the thing if everything continues as it is at the moment here. And let's get back out front with RV here right now, as he's still chasing down Alex for podium position right now, because now Tommy took pit stop, so that's going to change things up a bit. So Scardy there running in second, Alex running in third, and they have just a very big gap between each other right now. 17 seconds that gap is getting to that point where one of them can take a pit stop and still come back in their positions there. That's between JR and Scotty there. And unfortunately, Alex won't be able to do that because he does have RV just behind his rear coming as well there. So trying to keep that gap as close as he can just to hopefully get a podium position when they do go across the line here. Sorry about that for a second. I unfortunately mistakenly disconnected my headset. We're back good again and going. Alright, so I think we got maybe just about 6 laps of racing left in this session here right now, and coming down to the end. So not too much happening at the moment. The closest gap we possibly have right now is what we still have with Alex and Avi going through, which is why we just went through the grid a bit, because it's just been a bit I guess following them for quite a while now, as Avi is basically just trying to keep as close as he can. Even if he's not able to get his overtake done, he knows he's finishing in P3 automatically after they go across the line. Alex will go across the line in P3, but not able to keep that position due to his penalty there. And I think Tommy there, he's going to try and catch up, but Can Be Touch as much as possible, because hopefully he might be able to know about that penalty that Can Be Touch has. He has a gap of about 9.4 seconds right now, so he's going to have to really try and catch up. And we get Can Be Touch trying to make a move on Avi here right now, and that's going to be a move for 4th position. And it does seem to have gotten Mai pretty well, and he's up into P4 right now. That puts Avi down into P5 now. Of course, Can Be Touch has a penalty as well. Now, this of course is going to change things up just a bit, because it means Avi is going to be losing out on a podium position here now, because he's not going to be able to get P3. He's going to be able to get P4 because of the penalty that Can Be Touch has, but the gap might increase just a little bit and cause him not to get P3 here right now. He's going to have to hopefully keep as close as he can to Can Be Touch, and hope that Can Be Touch keeps as possibly close as he can to Alex here. But Can Be Touch seems to be getting close enough to actually get an overtake move possible here, which is what we're trying to follow here right now, and it does look like that might actually be happening here. Gap is gotten down to about 0.2 of a second. That Ferrari is actually flying through. It's on the faster tires, so definitely has that bigger bit of an advantage there. Of course, Avi is still coming back at Can Be Touch here right now. He's still behind right on the rear and coming through, but I think Can Be Touch will be able to get by on this occasional lap going through the pit straight as we're going to get there right now. So yeah, he might have that advantage going through. JR and Scotty, they're on the exact same strategy and running, and I think those two are just going to finish right where they are. JR now has a penalty as well, just about 3 seconds, but yeah, that's still only guarantee him a pole position finish here for the Spanish Grand Prix. We got Can Be Touch trying to go side by side with Alex, but not able to, unfortunately. Alex doing some great defending here right at the end of the race right now, trying to keep that position that he has. He probably knows that Can Be Touch has a penalty as well, and there goes Can Be Touch side by side, goes ahead up into P3 now. And yeah, he was trying to hold it off because he probably knew that this guy has a penalty as well. If I can keep him behind, I finish in P3. And unfortunately for him, he's lost out on that position. He can only hope that Can Be Touch gets another penalty and just makes it better for him. But yeah, so Can Be Touch is up to 3rd position right now. So top 4 cars currently all have 3 seconds of penalties to work with. And then yeah, that guy Alex running in 4th. He just trying to keep as close as he can to Can Be Touch right now. Of course, still has Avi for company just behind him. So he's going to be losing out on another position yet again there. So Avi hopefully will be finishing 5th. 4th here. And that's going to put Alex down into 5th position there. And I think Tommy and Chubb should be finishing right there where they are, and Ires should be finishing there as well. Of course, RP Mason now has 11 seconds of penalties, Zenja 9 seconds. Those two might finish right there, and then the rest of the grid might actually finish right where they are because of the amount of penalties that we are seeing here at the moment. So let's get on down to Avi here right now, who's still chasing down with Alex and still really trying to get by. Down at the back we have Hot Sojo chasing down John right now. Gap is about half a second and trying to keep constant as much as they can in the back there. So we're probably going to follow with that in just a bit as well. Let's have a look what's happening here. And I guess even though that gap is starting to go away a bit. Let's have a look actually to see if Hot Sojo is able to get by and maybe get up another position here. And that gap is just going away a bit. We're already on lap 31 of 23 and going, so just about 2.5 laps left in this race here actually. So we're getting very, very close to the end of the race here right now. Still trying to keep an eye on what's happening with the rest of the grid down at the bottom as well. The gap has gone away for just a bit between Hot Sojo there and John. So and that is Edge with another penalty. So we're going to just leave the penalties on as we continue to the end of the race here. And yeah, see how that's actually working out for our driver. So gap still about 0.4 of a second between Alex and Avi. And really don't think that's going to go anywhere shortly for now with the way things are going. And we're about to go, let's see where we are. We're on, I think we just started lap 32 right now with JR there. And trying to follow where he is at the moment. Let's have a look where on track JR is here. Oh, he's in sector 2 and running at the moment. So he's going to be getting started with the final lap of the Spanish Grand Prix here pretty soon. So we're going to follow on with him from this point onwards in the race, just going to the end, because I don't think our gaps are that close to where we're going to have an overtake happen anytime soon here, because we're going to the end of the race. I think things are going to finish just as it is. It looks like JR might be finishing P1. Looks like Scotty might be taking P2. And looks like Alex might be taking P4, and Avi might be taking P5. So Avi did get by Can Be Touch up there at a position. Can Be Touch fell back down into P5 there. Tommy with a penalty as well. Chop there with a penalty as well. So that's gonna see. We'll have a look how that works itself out. But it does look like Alex and Avi might be switching positions there. Yeah, Can Be Touched just dropped down 2 places. He was running P3 at the moment there, and I thought he would have been able to finish right there in that position because Alex was in P4 and Avi down to P5. But some sort of incident happened out front, I think, when we were just focused elsewhere. And yep, so he dropped down 2 positions. So that means Alex is going to finish 4th and Avi up into third. That is provided that gap stays where it is going through on this final lap that we're on here right now. And actually we have something happening down in the back here. We got Can Be Touched getting very, very close to Avi right now, and he's going to go back up a position, and that's him back up into 4th place. I don't think he's going to be able to get back into 3rd place though. We'll keep an eye on how that goes through for him, but I don't think he'll be able to get back that position at least. So he's gotten up another position there. Of course, he's going to lose that position back to Avi because of the penalty that he does have there. So going back to JR here right now as he's about to finish Sector 3 and yeah, finish this race. So not as fast-paced as most of the other races that we've had with RPR so far. Maybe we just need a few more drivers in, and that is JR finishing on pole, takes pole position for Spanish Grand Prix. And let's see, we got Scotty coming around right now. He is still running in Sector 3, just about 2 more turns to go, and then he should be getting across the line there. And I think most of our other drivers are pretty close together, coming just behind them there as well. Alfie trying to catch back up to Can Be Touched there. So that is Scotty going P2 across the line, and we'll keep that actually there. So our top 2 finishers so far, we got Alex coming around. Let's have a look at where he is at the moment. So about another 18 seconds behind. So a lot of unserved penalties might be going through here as well. So that is Alex there finishing P3. And then we got Can Be Touched going down to P5. Avi takes P4. Tommy takes 6. And we got Chop there. He's coming around to take 7th. We got Erez is going to take 8, RP Amazing taking 9th, and then Zenjan in 10, Johnny 11, Hot Sojo 12, Edge in the 13, Booker Bronco at 14. Johnny Stokes unfortunately did not get to finish this race. We're still going to go through our results one more time on that results will officially come up at the end of the race there before we end off this session here this evening. And let's see who did get driver of the day. I really didn't keep an eye on to see what's going to happen with that. And Erez gets driver of the day. Not too bad at all. Congratulations to him for getting driver of the day. And an excellent win there from JR. Of course, Chop did still finish in the race, so I don't know how that plays out with the Drivers' Championship as yet. I think that takes it over to next week, I think there though, but we do have both racing points on the podium here. Alright, so let's go through this just a bit here. Alright guys, so there is our result. So fastest lap of the session went to GR. Erez got driver of the day and pole position, finishing with GR there as well. Scotty takes P2 in this race. Alex takes P3. And yeah, Mercedes with Avi there takes P4. Can Be Touched in P5. Tommy in 6. Chop takes 7. Erez finishes 8. With driver of the day, not too bad at all for him. And RP Amazing in 9th, Zenja in 10, got Johnny 11, Hot Sojo in 12, Edge in 13, Booker Bronco there 14, and Johnny Stokes disqualified from the race, finished 15th there. So I think that is it there, guys. So yeah, let's end off with that one. They got about 20 seconds left before we actually get off that screen there as well. So yeah, guys, I think we reached the end of the session here. We want to say thank you to everyone who joined on to the streams today to support both the channel and the league that we stream for. And yeah, thank you guys for setting everything up, everyone from RPR and all the drivers who participated in the race. I appreciate all of you guys who were watching, and I'll see you guys on the next live stream.